I did a literature review by taking these two complementary methods of bibliometric and systematic review analysis. My title is Expansion of the Agriculture Adaptation to Climate Change Research in South Asia. I have taken this time period of 2001 to 2023 because the first comprehensive adaptation report is released in 2001 as a third assessment report. I have done this literature review in between the time period of IPCC third and sixth assessment reports. So as we all know, climate change is a very prominent challenge now of the 21st century. It is also considered as the greatest market failure of the world as ever seen, which was reported by Stern in his book 2007. So these increasing frequency and intensity of these climate change induced events is also in IPCC latest release of sixth assessment report is also advocated by it also. And in the South Asia, and this report of sixth assessment report identified South Asia as the global hotspot for these extreme events, with agriculture being the most vulnerable to the climate change, particularly India because of its high reliance on the agriculture sector and its geographical location. But however, through these effective adaptation measures, we can significantly minimize the climate change impact. And these disaster predictions and early warning systems are greatly helps in as adaptation mechanism to mitigate the negative impacts of the climate change. However, their adoption rate is very low because of there is a lack of community engagements. Therefore, to understand this climate change agriculture adaptation literature and what IPCC assessment reports has influenced this literature, I have employed these two methods of bibliometric and systematic literature review for the time period 2000 to 2023, because the first adaptation report of IPCC was released in 2001 as a third assessment report, and the latest being the sixth assessment report in 2020. So climate change impact, if we look to the climate change impact, overall impact in the South Asia, in India, it was that if of 1 degree Celsius temperature rise leads to around 2 to 4% decline in the wheat yield, and overall crop reduction of around 8% by 2050. Similarly, in Bangladesh and Pakistan, around 10% by 2040. In Bhutan also, rice yield is projected to decline around 13% by 2050. In Afghanistan, similarly, around 28% decline in the rice yield under these RCP 4.5 and RCP 8.5 emission scenarios. Overall, we see in South Asia, by 2050, rice production will decline by 14%, wheat by 49%, and maize yield by 19%, which will render half of the Indo-Gangetic plain unsuitable for the wheat production. But through effective adaptation measures, we can minimize these impacts. Like in the literature, they have given evidences by taking the various countries of the South Asia, like in Nepal, increase in the farm revenue by 21.6%, simply by changing the sowing pattern of the crops. In Pakistan, wheat yield increases of around 0.14 tons per hectare, and we can generate an additional income of around $73 per hectare. In India, this Basantre paper has did this crop diversification, and they have reported that there is an increase in the farm income by 13%. However, without adaptation of these measures, crop yield will decline in India by around 9% in the short run till 2039 and around 25% in the long run. So I did, as a Scopus database, I did a literature review by taking all the climate change, adaptation, and agriculture related keywords as a search string. So I divided this search strings into three or four parts. First one is I took all the climate change climate change keywords and occurring in the literature, like climate variability, climate extreme, vulnerability, risk. Second thing, I have taken all the terms which are related to agriculture, like smallholder, farm, crop productivity, crop resistance. Thirdly, I take all the adaptation which are related to adaptation, which the this literature encompasses, like adaptation strategies, options, measures, etc. Fourth one is I have taken South Asia, India, and individual country name. So I did the analysis by taking uh, these three parts as a constant, and by changing all the countries individually. Like I take all the three parts taken, then I took the first keyword as a South Asia, then I run the this advanced search option in the search thing. The individually I also did for each country, I performed this analysis. So these are my total number of records I have identified, this many. But after this employing the this exclusion criteria, documents other than article, non-English or non-South Asian countries, I have come up with this number. Then I individual South Asian countries search names, I have individually, by taking the only the three parts remains constant, and individually I have run the for South Asia. Then I have seen that how many papers are coming for South Asia, how many papers are coming for India, Bangladesh, Nepal, Pakistan, respectively. Then after that, I have screened their abstracts for individual. All the I have taken South Asia, screen their abstracts. Then I identify which are the articles which are focusing only on the climate change and agriculture adaptation. Likewise in India and Bangladesh. Then I have taken all these countries, including South Asia, as a keyword. Then I have screened all the abstract, and I have come up with this number 519. Then after removal and merging of all these data, finally I have this number 796, which I have used for my bibliometric analysis and systematic literature review. Now, this is the number in the publications that I have included in my analysis. India is the highest number of the papers, followed by Bangladesh and Pakistan. And year-wise, if you see from 2000 to 2023, there is a growing trend in the increase in the publication of agriculture adaptation in South Asia. Individually, which this is the graph of individual country and year wise, how many numbers of publications are included. So you can see India from 2000 to 2023, how many publications are there. But you can see that in the initial years, in 2002 around 2007, there is not much focus on adaptation. Most of the, because in the early years, most of the focus was on mitigation front. Adaptation was not much that not that much prominent. Now this is, I also done one uh, this is the how much I have I have taken the reports of the IPCC reports from the third assessment to sixth assessment, and from the chapters of which are related to the food security. Like you can see, there is a chapter of food security related to food security of food, fiber, and forest products. Chapter 7, food security and food production system, and in last assessment report, food, fiber, and other ecosystem. So what I have done, I have that how many times in the South Asia, in this IPCC reports, how many times the word occurrence, individual country names appears in these South Asian country, in these IPCC reports from third assessment to sixth assessment, that how many times that word India appeared in the chapter related to food security, how many times these country names appears in the chapters related to food security and Asia chapter. So you can see this I have done because to show that as there is a growing evidences of climate change, there is also a reporting in South Asia, in IPCC reports also. So you can see this aligns with our Scopus analysis. This green Green, this dark blue shows the IPCC reports, but this red orange one shows the Scopus articles. So as the number of articles are increasing, this the evidences in the in the IPCC reports are also increasing, because the as the evidences of the climate change become prominent, their reporting is also becomes very evident in these IPCC reports. So this is that trend topic analysis. So to see how to see the evolution of the agriculture adaptation in the literature, to showcase the how this how, which are the trending topics in which year. Show the it basically shows the prevalence and the duration of the various research topics over these time from 2007 to 2023. So each dot represents the occurrence of the term in a given year, and the size of the dot represents means the frequency of the term, that how many times the these frequency term is appearing. The larger is the dot, there is a higher is the frequency. So you can see that in early 2000, the trending topics are usually the regional top, South Asia, you can see Asia, you can see there is one word carbon dioxide, because in these in the early years there is a lot of papers which shows a positive impact of increasing the carbon dioxide concentration, because it acts as an aerial fertilizer. So a lot of papers are there which shows that there is a positive impact of the carbon dioxide concentration, but they also reported that with the increase in the temperature, if temperature increases beyond 1.5 degrees Celsius or beyond 2 degrees Celsius, then this positive impact of the carbon dioxide will also nullifies. So but nowadays the research is focusing more on water demand, soil salinity, coastal zone, livelihood, and risk perception. These are now the trending topics in the literature. Now, this is the thematic evaluation chart. I want to show, I want to see that during 2000 to 2007, during the third IPCC, fourth IPCC, and later, that what are the key adaptation themes I want to understand in the agriculture domain. So you can see that during 2000 to 2007, agriculture become a prominent adaptation become a prominent theme, that because there are a lot of papers talking about the agriculture adaptation also. But this is also because this emerged as a theme also because I have taken only might be the possibility that because I have taken only the adaptation papers in my analysis. But during these this crop production, crop yield, climate effect, but during these period these themes are occurring during this period. This shows that major focus was on studying the direct impact of the climate change on the crop yield. During this period there is a lot of impact studies of they are directly studying the impact of the this climate change impact on the crop production. During 2000 to 2014, you can see that there are themes like farmers attitude. These themes reflect that there is a recognize there is a the research started to recognizing the farmers perception or farmers risk attitude to inculcate in the adaptation decision making process when adapting to the climate change. You can also see there is a non-governmental organization theme is also there, which shows that these NGOs and these public as well as private institutions also provides a uh, uh, critical support to the agriculture farmer in providing inputs, credits, etc. Composition and agronomy theme, concentration, composition, agronomy themes. This suggests that focus was more on soil management, soil nutrient, crop rotation. So was prominent in during this period. During 2015 to 2023, you can see there is an emergence of semi-arid region, which reflects that this semi-arid region become very much reflect these challenges faced by these regions due to the climate change. Focus on local adaptation and participatory approach highlighted that there is a high recognition of incorporating the local knowledge into the agriculture adaptation research. Now I did this thematic map in through bibliometric analysis, biblioshiny I have used, and this you can see that in the x-axis there is a relevance degree, which indicates that how central or important is this theme to the overall research. Y-axis is the density, which represents the how well developed or interconnected a theme is within this research field. Higher the theme is, this is more developed or interconnected. So you can see that motor theme has high centrality and high density. So these themes, motor themes, are very well developed themes. Like you can see temperature, rainfall. Lot of people are we see only temperature and rainfall, taking temperature and rainfall to see the climate change impact. Adaptation, adaptive capacity, sensitivity, lot of paper on vulnerability. Crop diversification emerged as a major uh, uh, theme. So these motor themes are highly developed and highly central to the research in the climate change agriculture adaptation. Next one is niche themes, which has you can see low centrality but high density. So these are specialized themes. They are also well developed, but within a specific area. They are not very much central. They are not very much interconnected, but they are also very highly developed, but they don't have much of interconnections. Like you can see risk perception, poverty, these things. Basic themes has high centrality and low density, which basic themes are important and foundational themes. Like you can see rice, maize. There are a lot of paper on wheat, rice. This thing reporting that this much impact is going on wheat, rice, agriculture adaptation. These are all basic themes. Coming to the last themes, emerging or declining theme, these sustainabilities, climate smart agriculture, sustainable agriculture, these are all are emerging themes. So during 2000, around 2011, 12, when the climate smart agriculture become defined by FAO, there are a lot of research on climate smart agriculture, agriculture technology. So but sustainability is also one of the goal of climate smart agriculture. So there are a lot of research and a lot of investment on the agriculture sector to understand and to develop adaptation technology which are climate resilient and climate smart agriculture. So this emerges as a climate smart agriculture in the research domain of uh, climate agriculture adaptation. Now, I also did this thematic analysis period wise from 2000 to 2007, 2008 to 2014, and 2015 to 2023 to see the influence. These are periods from of the third IPCC assessment, fourth IPCC assessment, fifth and sixth assessment. So you can see during these third assessment report, carbon dioxide enrichment, there are a lot of paper on carbon dioxide enrichment, which shows that carbon dioxide is an aerial fertilizer which helps in increasing the crop yield. So during 2008 to 2014, lot of papers on composite vulnerability index indicator based. They are taking indicator based approach and assess the vulnerability and during this period. Traditional and indigenous knowledge emerged as a theme, emerging theme during this period, because they also started to recognize the farmers indigenous knowledge also very much helpful in devising and implementing their adaptation strategies. During 2015 and 2023, local adaptation, same, and technology, agriculture robots, these technological improvements in the agriculture sectors, mechanization of agriculture sectors becomes very much prominent during this period. So I have divided this.
Chandra, in 5 minutes, will you be able to wrap it up?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. So I have divided these thematic analysis, all these analysis and entire literature into 5 major themes: that what is impact driven adaptation, vulnerability driven adaptation, risk perception and risk information, role of local institution in climate adaptation, and climate smart agriculture practices. So in impact driven adaptation, climate change impact has traditionally been assessed through physical impact like declining of the crop yield or associated economic impacts. But various approaches of this study the climate change impact, which includes crop simulation approach, Ricardian approach, and agronomy approach. These two crop simulation approach and Ricardian approaches uses adaptation also in their analysis. For example, in crop simulation, one of the crop simulation model they have used very widely in the literature, that series model, wheat model. These models estimate the growth and development of the yield, whereas also quantify the effect of the adaptation, like advancing of the sowing season or delay in the sowing dates. That will also, they have taken into account adaptation, taken into account. Similarly, other models like infocrop or result also estimates this adaptation in their model. Uh, Second one is the Ricardian approach. That Ricardian approach also consider adaptation. How they will consider the adaptation? That by evaluating the impact of adaptation measures on the land values or net farm income. So in one of the papers in Sri Lanka, they have identified the crop diversification increases the net farm income. Similarly, in one of the paper of Shakhat and Hussain in Bangladesh, through Ricardian approach, they have shown that access to irrigation and extension services are very crucial, very helpful, and significantly and positively increases the net farm revenue. Next one is no adaptation, arbitrary adaptation, and observed adaptation. No adaptation means that human behavior remains unchanged. That is when in response to the climate change. Arbitrary adaptation, that adaptation takes adaptive measures which may be helpful in the short run, but may not be sustainable in the long run. For example, extraction of heavy groundwater or overuse of the fertilizers. Whereas observed adaptation relies on the use of these two analogies, spatial and temporal. Spatial is which examines how societies or individually behaves in different locations and how they will adapt in different locations. The temporal means that how these individual in a location have adapted to different climate conditions or climate changes in the past. So coming up to the vulnerability driven adaptation, so farmers risk perception emerged as a very important in one of the themes also.
Yashpal, I'm sorry, but you have to be a little quick.
Yes, ma'am. So in these literature, they have identified, there are a lot of frameworks available for the vulnerability, but the framework which was given by the IPCC is most widely used in the literature. Many studies emphasize on this IPCC given framework. So next one is risk perception and risk informations. So farmers risk perception, indigenous and traditional knowledge. Also very important. A lot of studies have there are a lot of paper which says that there are uh, these are very helpful. Early warning system and agro advisories plays a very crucial role. Third one is role of local institution climate. Farmers, local institution provides farmers training, skill development, and capacity building, and they provide these institutional support also. And climate information services also very much they provide crucial information about this fertilizer information, crop and livestock stock information. That is also very important. Next one is climate smart agriculture. When FOA in 2000 defined in these three aspects to sustainability, resilience through adaptation, and which reduces the practices which reduces the greenhouse gas emissions. So agriculture methods like crop diversification, stress tolerant seed varieties, and zero tillage, these green manure, laser land leveling, these are all considered as a climate smart agriculture practices. But there is more emphasis on the technological part, technical aspects of the climate smart agriculture, but institutional and governance part is largely neglected. Therefore, providing financial support for farmers to purchase these climate resilient technology, collaboration of various research institutions and organizations, knowledge sharing, focusing on the strengthening these extension services will greatly help in climate smart agriculture adoption rate of the climate smart agriculture practices. Yeah, thank you, ma'am.